So now we are going to move to our second panelist, who is Merrylove Glory Albert from Sabah, Malaysia. I'm waiting for her to come on screen. Welcome, Merrylove. We are delighted to have you here. As I said, Merrylove is from Sabah, Malaysia. Merrylove had her 18th birthday in January of this year. She is a youth volunteer in Good Shepherd Services Sabah and appointed as a member of the National Malaysia Children's Representative Council in 2019. She has organized and conducted school-based programs entitled Don't Take My Rights Away. And she was a resource person for Suhakam, Human Rights Commission for Malaysia, in an online consultation session on challenges affecting children in Sabah. Merrylove is an advocate, an ardent advocate, I would say, on ending child marriage. Welcome, Merrylove, and don't forget to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Fred. Thank you. A very good morning to all the people who are watching this right now. My name is Merrylove Glory Albert, and today I am here to represent all the who have been fighting to put a stop on child marriage. I will start by telling you stories from the place where I came from. Stories that you and I should be talking about right now, because it shouldn't have happened. In 2013, a 40-year-old man raped a 13-year-old girl in the park, married her, and had the audacity to say, "Many men are marrying underage girls. I don't see why my case is any different." Men who raped young girls and offered the girls' parents money in exchange for permission to marry their daughters. We are angry, scared, disappointed, and sickened. Most of these men claim they are marrying them to save the girl from poverty. But if that was true, did they have to marry these children? Why not adopt them or fund their education? Unless they want to sexually exploit these little girls because they are young, they are pure and innocent, easily tamed, and weirdly enough, men, especially predators, are attracted to that. Do these people know what is the definition of children? Children are those who are below 18 of age. And even if they know, do you think they had cared? Well, obviously, through their actions, they did not. When I was 14, I heard cases of girls in my age dropping out of school because of pregnancy, when they are 16, opting for abortions and becoming mothers and fathers. Some moved out to different schools in different districts, consequences of being shamed. And I have my own story too. It was very heavy. I had to think a lot of time we should share this story in this platform because it's very near to me and I never really opened up to it. But when I was visiting my cousin when I was a child, her mother asked me, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Of course, in a joking manner. And of course, I thought she was being silly and I said, "No." To my, she then replied in Kadazan Dusun, "Numiagal indong magot no gipatahakon te idit anak ko, kumawin ko no nakagayo ko." Which leads to, "Then we should offer you to my son. You two should marry in the future." And since then, a frequent visit to their house was expected of me, keeps on encouraging me to interact with her son, and I was only 11 at the time. Her son was 17. Years after that, I confronted my aunt about it, and she said, "I was only joking and teasing you back then." But reflect on this together with me. If it really was just a harmless joke, then first, why did I not find it funny? Second, why did it cause an 11 years old to feel really bad and question her worth as a girl. Poverty and lack of education has always been the main narrative of why child marriage happens. But in my environment, in my community, children are married off as a way to cover the shame of pregnancy out of wedlock. They believe marrying is the only way out. There are parents who say, this man raped my daughter and got her pregnant. But hey, we married him off to our daughter. Don't call him a rapist anymore. He is now her husband. Plus, she now has someone who can financially provide for her. My daughter was not raped, she consented to it. People are very sensitive to the word rapist. It's very humiliating and it's disgusting. And yet, girls continue to be married off by their parents to their own rapists themselves. And sadly, here in Malaysia, this is the face-saving culture. Children are married off because it is a custom, a part of a culture. Older people keep on emphasizing that marrying young was a normal practice for them back then, and that they still turn out well. But is that really true? Did they really turn out well? Are they actually with the person they are right now, with their partners, with their family, with the quality of their education and life? I don't really think so. In some highly debated cases, children are married because religions give them green lights. And when action is backed up, people stop speaking up. Statements made by religious leaders and politicians in support of child marriage risk legitimizing the practice. Ending child marriage is a battle against tradition and, most importantly, mindset. Our law has failed us by allowing children to be married at the age of 16 or even younger. The Sharia court and the native court gives easy access to marriage as a way out for rapists to escape penance, thus normalizing child rights. Obviously, child marriage offers no advantage. Children are abused or robbed of their childhood. One of these children could have held the cure of cancer, but that possibility is diminished, or that possibility is now gone, because instead of studying, she was forced to bear children. My question for the law and policy makers has always been the same. On matters of humanity, why do we require too much process and too much time to ban something that clearly does not benefit anyone except these predators? Something is clearly wrong here. Children should be children, learning, playing, experiencing new stuff, playing cook, not cooking in a real kitchen, feeding a family, not being in a mental prison that hinders their development. I do not edit for the mere purpose that it makes me feel happy. Most of the time, it actually overwhelms me. When I learn of new cases, I hear girls younger than me happily having relationships with men way too old for them. When I hear adults make sexual jokes or flirt with young girls, I hear about my own male friends creating WhatsApp groups to talk and target teenage girls for sex and expose them. How ignorant and clueless my community is, I actually feel really miserable, and oftentimes I lose hope in society. Still here. And until I don't hear a complete ban towards child marriage from the Malaysian government, I am not stopping. I advocate because I want to help those who are in the position who cannot help themselves. I can be the voice for the voiceless, be the hands that lift up abandoned, and fight for the rights of those who are exploited. I have been volunteering and associating myself with NGOs to make sure I never run out of opportunities to participate, to advocate in persuading policy and lawmakers, and at the same time, spreading more awareness among youths, among my friends in my community. I finally devoted myself in advocacy when I was given a chance to be the girl child and speaker at the launch of the 2018 Orange the World campaign. When I was 17 years old, I was appointed as the member of the Children Representative Council, a children-led organization that had allowed me to organize and conduct my own school-based program called Jangan Sentuhku, which means don't touch my rights. I had set a goal to finish conducting my program throughout all the schools in my district, but then the COVID-19 hit, and right now, I've been deepening my knowledge and skills on advocacy. In the same time, establishing networks with organizations or people deep interest in deep interest on human rights. I had the chance to do this thanks with the help of Project ID Malaysia, which I am also a part of their student outreach team. Project ID Malaysia. They're the greatest advocates, education enthusiasts, and role models I have been blessed by the Lord with. It's very hard to acquire accurate statistics on cases of child marriage here in Malaysia. But in 2010, a United Nations report showed that over 82,000 married women in Malaysia were girls between the ages of 15 and 19. The true scale of child marriage in Malaysia may, however, be even higher, as many couples who take part in religious or customary weddings do not register their unions. But we should not wait for a time where statistics are high for us to finally act. One child bride is way too many child bride. Educate our society, save our children, and end child marriage. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Merrylove, for your very energetic presentation. And you noted that ending child marriage is a battle against tradition, religion, and more importantly, mindset. Thank you for sharing with us and also for your practical insights into how advocacy is done. And I'd also like to stress that in your presentation, you highlighted, and I want to highlight it again, you highlighted that child sexual assault and rape takes place with impunity, meaning men are not called to account for their actions. So thank you for highlighting this, and thank you for calling out governments to actually take note of this. So thank you again.